Welcome to Joe's Atmosphere.
Cook your shrimp, please. All of a sudden, my shrimp pan is burning up like a smoke fest.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a. I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. It's time for Chillin' at the Club, number 27. I am your host, Joe's Atmosphere, and I'm running late as hell, and I apologize greatly, but I've been super busy with my family this weekend. Anybody that follows the channel knows that we've got a big move going on with my mother this weekend. She is right next door. She is well, as soon as the Masters gets done. By the way, we just saw history happen for the fourth time in golf history. We just saw listen to me, Rory McIlroy win his second Masters in a row. It's only happened 4 times. The last time it was done was in 2001, 2002 when Tiger did it. So this has pushed back 60 Minutes. My mother's favorite television program. She looks forward to it every week. And yeah, let me tell you, I will fill you in on the weekend's details. But first, let's check in with everybody that's been waiting. I am sorry we started so late. Of course, the hardest working guy in the business is here, and he's throwing out all the chats for me. And if you don't know his name by now, you really should, because like I said, he's the hardest working wrench in the business. And his name is
Womack. Why am I not surprised, you piece of shit?
Vince is in the house. I'm sure he left us a nice little quip in here. I've got to get up here and find it between all the links. Let's see. He says, greetings and salutations. Of course, Fieldy is here. I've been texting with him on Instagram. He's over in Indonesia on the other side of the planet. I had no idea how big Indonesia was. Now, if I have a hole in my geographical knowledge, it's Southeast Asia and beyond. I had no idea that Indonesia was north of Australia. I had no clue until he and I started texting this week, trying to find out, when I'd be on for him. Let's see. Morning here, everyone. He says, my best greetings to Joe and Vincent. Yes, it's good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. Let's see who else is here. Vince says, good morning to you, even though it's Monday. Yeah, it's Monday for him. He's way ahead of all of us. 8 a.m. to be exact. That's what time it is over there. Let's see. What else we got here? Anybody else in here besides Fieldy and Vince? I'm sure we will have others stop by. I am getting through here. Of course, they're giving me shit because I was late. He says, hey, Joe, let's fracking go. Well, hey, that calls for a video. It really does. Because we all know fracking is the Battlestar Galactica way of saying this.
Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go.
Let's see. Oh my gosh, you guys were at it when I was away. Did he prepare drinks first? Well, I have my drinks. I'm actually finishing off another bit. By the way, I've been hanging out with my family today, guys, and I will chronicle all of this, but I've had a few today. Yes. Let's see. And of course, I chimed in telling you guys I'd be there soon enough. Keely Chow is here. He says, hey, everybody. Good morning from Hong Kong. Let's see. What else have we got? Do it live. That's right. We're gonna make it happen live for sure. Freaking thing sucks. Okay, now we're into the video, right? Reliable chatter bot. I've got to show you guys this because I have something to say about this. Reliable chatter bot system with personalized usernames boosts your account now. Check my profile for website. I got suspended for X because of fuckers like this. Guarantee you. Anyway, let's see. How did the moving go? Well, it is still in progress, my friend. Real Das Wolfen says hello, and he calls for it again. And every time it's called for properly, we must give it to him.
Let's fucking go!
Let's fucking go.
It is, let's see. Oh, oh my gosh, I got so much to get through here. Longest intro ever. No, sir. I once again point to any Yellow Flash live stream. You will see 20 minutes of intro videos. Sorry, it just will happen. And not a single clip of Sydney Sweeney dancing. No, you get enough Sydney Sweeney on Wednesday. There has to be a draw for Wednesday. The black hole known as Sydney Sweeney, it happens on Wednesday. You will see that just fine. By the way, let's get something clear, okay? The Sydney Sweeney thing is a cultural thing, all right? Me personally, I'd rather watch the chick you see in most of those videos, Jessica Alba. I'd rather watch her all day. Let's see. It's all right, he says. Keely does. Family first, Fieldy says. Yes, of course, Fieldy. You know that. Keely Chow says, hello, dancing nurses. And then he can't control himself. Make sure that you hydrate, sir. Make sure you hydrate, please. I don't want to see you dry up and blow away, okay? But we have to do a hand check just for Keely Chow. Yeah, he can't take it. Anytime we put a pretty girl on screen, he freaks out. Let's see. Imagine Neil Armstrong seeing all of this, if only. Oh, yeah. Look, it was cool to see a splashdown. I shot a picture of it, and we'll take a look. But, yeah, that was very cool. I actually got to watch it. That's why you saw me post some pictures of it. Should have put on Matlock, Vince says. No, I'm telling you, my mother likes what she likes. She loves 60 Minutes. She thinks she's a smarter woman for watching it. So, Read by Nature is here. He says, hey, Joe and company. It's good to see you, man. Let's see. Most of this is everybody saying hi. Vince says, on the plus side, YouTube doesn't ding you for use freaking. Yeah. True. That, to use freaking instead of fucking. Yeah, no doubt. Oh man, he says. Fieldy says Super Mario Brothers has grossing 600 million, by the way. Really? We'll take a look at the numbers here in a minute. It'll be $1 billion, I guess. Fieldy, I think you're right. I don't think you're wrong at all. I think it's going to make it. I think we all thought so. Looks around, whispers, not too keen on Sydney myself. Buddy, I told you, I am not into blondes. Petite brunettes are my thing. My wife will tell you I have a type. Every wife I've ever had is a petite brunette. Not a one of them was blonde. Okay. And I've been married 3 times. But what is so cool about her is her attitude. Okay. Let's see. Jessica Alba. Hello, nurse. And then he loses it again. Hydrate, Keely. Hydrate. Yeah. Vince is like, ditto. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. So, boys and girls, first of all, we are at the club tonight. Let's go ahead and put the background music on like we always do. And it's supplied by Sharkin' for Pearls. He's in the middle of laying down tracks for Apocalypto, his 7th album overall so far. We're talking, of course, of My Brother Highlander. And by the way, those of you that have been missing the Brothers Hack the Matrix, it will return next week. We discussed that this weekend. Let me tell you, one of the highlights of my weekend was hanging out with my brother, putting together furniture in my mother's new apartment. And I will fill you in on all of that here shortly. But let's go ahead and get the music going in the background so you guys know what's going on. And of course, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Vince, I'm sure, has thrown it into the chat for you. That's Sharkin' for Pearls. His last album was called Tsunami, and his newest one will be called Apocalypto when it comes out. So, yeah, let's see. Kaylee needs a 12-step program for ducks. Yeah, he does. You know, it's called sex addiction, and we can help him with it. You know, we'll steer him in the right direction, but he's got to want help. He may not want help, guys. You never know. Let's see. I liked Gal Gadot. Let's see. I liked Gal Gadot's look better. Her acting, not so much. Gotcha. I'm not sure where that came from. Did I say something about Wonder Woman? I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, that is Sharkin' for Pearl's latest album cover. His newest one, Apocalypto, he's actually talking about laying down vocal tracks for it. And I told him, once we get Mom moved and I can scream my head off in here in the studio, I will do some recordings for him and lay down some tracks for him. He wants that garage band feel, So I asked him one time, I said, you want me to auto-tune it or what? He's like, no, I just want you to wail away. Fieldy says, I hope those weird people who spam, promote strange stuff and things like that stop bothering you forever. Well, they're not going to stop bothering me. The reason why I said that they're the reason why I'm off X, it's just the whole bot culture, selling bots to people to get their numbers up and stuff. They're spamming content, and this is what a lot of people think happened to me, is that I promote a lot of other people's shows, not just my own, other people, and it can be misconstrued as spam. It can be. Okay. So, in that way, I guess, yes. If they want to call that inauthentic behavior, that's great. But when they're saying inauthentic, they're talking about bots. And somebody that's had an X account since 2015, and they can clearly look back before I even started broadcasting 4 or 5 years ago, that I wasn't doing much. I mean, it's not hard to add 2 and 2. You could look at the links in my bio and see that I'm all over the place. But, hey, X doesn't have time for that. They've got AI bot monitors that take care of that shit, right? Let's see. Gal Gadot, Hello Nurse. Where are we getting the Gal Gadot stuff? Sharkin' for Pearls. Yes. It's available everywhere you get your favorite music. That's Spotify. That's iTunes and iHeartRadio and all that good bullshit. And he also has stuff on YouTube, so go check him out. Dude, you put it away already, Keely. What's going on? Fieldy says, yes, Vincent, we're living in dystopian world. Yes. Gal Gadot not being that not being that into Cindy. Yeah, see now, okay, I saw that story and I was like, that's either professional jealousy or an opinion I don't give a shit about, Let's see, Fieldy's crying. He is crying. Let's see, I'm totally not a bot. Yeah, I mean, come on, Vince. I shouldn't have to explain I'm not a bot. I got to tell you guys, I'm actually enjoying not having to monitor that all the time. I can actually, there's a couple of chats that I can still post things in and people will know what's going on. And they're still using some of my chats to get their word out. So, hey, X, you do what you want to do, man. I canceled my X account. I was paying $5 a month to have the lowest kind of membership so I could edit text, but they don't get that money anymore. And then, quite frankly, they're going to have to come beg me to get money out of me now. Now, I'd like to have access to Grok, but if you guys saw some of the stuff I put together this week, like the show. Okay, hang on. I'll show you. Sure as shit. What I was using Grok for was making images, and I can still do that. You can still do that for free with them, right? Let's see. Vincent says, no, I'm not that into Sydney. More like the looks of Gal. Me too. I'm more into Gal myself. But Sydney is cool to follow because she doesn't give a shit about the Hollywood machine. She's actually playing that machine to make money. If you guys hadn't noticed, she's smarter than most of the people her age. Trust me. What is that Ditz's name that's in fucking Snow White that just ruined her career? Rachel Ziegler? She'd love to take economic lessons from fucking Sydney Sweeney on how to manage your career. Let's see. Das Wolfen says, I prefer my wife, but that is just me. I prefer my wife too. A friggin' hot, petite brunette. Yes, that's my type. I'm telling you, she will tell you. I have a type. I'm kind of like John Derek in that way. All of my wives could be sisters. They all look pretty much like each other. Let's see. Sydney will return in Avengers Doomsday. Of course she will, Field. You know she will. Okay, we're at the club. I want you guys to grab your favorite cocktail of choice. Okay, whatever it is. My cocktail of choice is, of course, Jack Daniel's Black Label. I usually say it's mother's milk, but I can't say that with my mom right next door. I can't do that. Anyway, grab the one you like, fill up your shot glass. And yes, I've got my military police shot glass tonight. Why? Because it's my favorite shot glass ever. It's got the cross pistols on it, the symbol of the United States Army Military Police Corps. And we are going to say cheers to you. Hope you had a good week. I have not stopped, ladies and gentlemen. I have not stopped, and I'm going to detail that next. Love it. My second shot of Jack today. And I have the virus of unknown origin to wash it down with. I've already had about 4 of these today. The family is in town, boys and girls. Yum. Let me transfer this one picture over real quick, just to show off. But the process started on Friday. I went to work Thursday night at 4 o'clock instead of 5. I go in an hour early on either Thursday or Friday. It's usually Friday. But this week, since I knew I was going to move my mom, I went in an hour early on Thursday. Went in at 4, got off at 8 the next morning. For those of you that don't know, I'm a resident manager at a rehab here in Shreveport, Louisiana. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Vince says, I think Ziggler opened her stupid mouth again. Did she? That's a shame. She's a cute girl. She's my type. She really is. But, man, moron. Fieldy says, I grabbed my iced chocolate. You go, man. You just woke up. I don't expect you to be drinking booze. E. Clay Thomas says, what's up, boys? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Vince says, oh, my God. What if they do that? Sid was in Madam Web, so it's not impossible. I hear you. Wow, such a classic glass. Yeah, I love my military police shot glass. I really do. It's got the symbol of the military police corps right there. The cross pistols on it. Let's see. Vince says, it's not, ma'am. It's not. You're absolutely right. You don't get that till tomorrow night. That's if we have a show. I want to do it tomorrow night because we're starting a new playthrough. But if I get busy with Mom and my Aunt Susan, then yeah, I will be too busy to do the show. But we're going to keep it scheduled because I'd like to do it. I really would. Let's see. Vince says, then tell Daniel to get off his ass and into the studio. Hey, my brother was with me yesterday. Matter of fact, let me tell you. Me and my brother had one of the greatest bonding moments of all time. You know what I did? I went over, well, let me finish what I was talking about earlier. I get off at 8 o'clock Friday morning. That was the first day we're going to have access to Mom's room. Okay. I go in there. I go and see the first Sheila at the front desk at the place. Awesome. These people are all awesome. They really are. They had they had been delivering stuff all week, and they had it all behind the front door, just stacked up against the wall underneath a staircase that goes to the second floor of the place. My mom is on the first floor, and I grabbed everything. You know, I had to put it. I mean, there was a bed, there was an entertainment center, all kinds of crap. Anyway, it's all in boxes. I had to build it all. And I put it on a flat dolly, if you know what I'm talking about. Those of you that have worked in a manufacturing type situation, you know what I'm talking about. It's one of these, it's got 4 wheels, it's got a handlebar about your waist level. I loaded it up on there, pushed it to her room, and I started building her bed. That was the main push, was get her bed done, because I had to get the mattress opened up. You have to open these coil mattresses about 3 days ahead of time before you use them. And I really wanted to get her in there by tomorrow, right? So I build that first. My wife gets her something with lights on it. Let me go ahead and get you. I sent a picture to Brian. God love him. He did a show earlier today, and he invited me. And I told him I couldn't be there because I was with my family today. But let's get these pictures moved over so you guys can see this stuff. Let's see. Select. Bam. And I'll use one of these. Yeah, that looks good. I mean, they took a bunch of pictures at the restaurant today, so we'll go ahead and use that. Oh, wait. Here we go. Okay. Boom. Send that over. Anyway, I built her bed, and I was cursing my wife's name by the time I was done before I had to go to work, because I had to go to work at 5 o'clock on Friday. I spent the whole day at the apartment building stuff. We brought Mom over to show her the space and everything. Foxy was there, and we showed her everything. And they were, I mean, the director came out and greeted her and everything. And my mom really, you know, she was on the fence about this until she met everybody. And now she's been trying to pack all. My mom, after the fall, has slowed down quite a bit, and God love her. When I came into her room this morning, she was on the floor packing, and she doesn't need to be on the floor. So I helped her up, you know, and I said, Mom, don't do that. We'll help you with that, you know. Anyway, brought her in. Everybody, you know, said hi to her. They gave her a pendant that she's got to have on her, which is the oh shit button, right? And it was explained to her, this is the oh shit button. If you're in trouble, this is what you do, you know. But she's got a 1-bedroom apartment, 2 closets, a sit-down shower, bathroom type thing. Exactly what somebody who's 82 years old and slow needs. And she's got her own kitchen, everything. It's really, really cool. Anyway, one of the coolest things we did was my brother got in here Friday, and I was at work. Okay, I worked from 5 in the afternoon Friday all the way through to Saturday morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. So he comes over, and let me go ahead and share this with you guys. He comes over, and we just build furniture all day on Saturday. Now this I got done on Friday. Okay, this is her new bed, and I was cursing my wife's name because you see the blue lighting that's at the top and the bottom of this thing. It's light strips, and first of all, the stuff up top, thank God I did the top first, because when I was pulling the fucking adhesive off, the whole thing came off with the layer that was supposed to come off about halfway down, and I had to try and re-stretch this out, and it all curled. It was a mess. I mean, my wife loves things that are sparkly and colorful, and I knew that's exactly why she got this. And I was ready to kill her, but she wasn't there. You know, she was at work. Anyway, if you look right here, I'm going to blow it up right here. You can already start to see one section of it starting to sag right there. It's a light strip. Well, this whole piece from here to halfway through the bed frame sagged, and then the bit at the end, right about here, didn't stay on either, and it started to sag. You can see a little bump right there where it's starting to come off. Anyway, I've got to get some Gorilla Tape to, basically nail that down. But yeah, I had no problem putting this thing together until I started trying to run those lights. Wow, was I pissed. You guys know I love Foxy to death, but I was cursing her name. I was mad. I was extremely mad. Joe told me to go to rehab. And I said, no, Vince says. Coil? Yeah, it's a coil mattress. Now, they've got this thing wrapped up tight in a box. And once you cut the plastic that's opening it up, it just rolls right out and starts inflating. And it takes like 3 days for it to inflate completely. Fieldy says, early reviews from critics say Avengers Doomsday is on the same level as Infinity War. I'm curious where it will, whether it'll be true. I don't know, man. We'll find out, I'm sure. We will find out. I don't know how anything could be as good as Infinity War, because it took them not quite a decade, but almost that. It took them 21 movies to build up to Infinity War. There was quite a bit of lore going into that movie. Not very much of that at all going to this one. Let's see. Vince Womack says, are spring mattresses usually called coil mattresses in the U.S.? It could be. This is springs. Yes, the coils are springs. Yes. Kay is here. She says, hi. It's good to see you. Let's see. Vince says, Fieldy heard quite the opposite, but maybe the edited it to, maybe they edited it to hell and back again. Who knows? Let's see what do we got here. Fieldy says, Joe, may your mother always stay healthy and be given strength by the universe. Man, that's a spiritual dude right there. I like that. Send our best hopes and prayers from all of us. She knows that my entire community loves her. She does. She has stepped in here several times during my shows, and she knows people dig her. Yeah, absolutely. Vince says, the hot rod of all beds. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it. Let's see. Fieldy says, Vincent, I think it's true. Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars might not be as epic as Endgame and Infinity War, but I feel like this ending will be remembered as one of the craziest in MCU history. Yes, Fieldy. Yes. Well, you know what this is? It's a soft reboot of the MCU. We're not going to see Captain America again in the version he is. We're not going to see Thor again in the version he is. I mean, we all know what this is going up to. This is going to be the X-Men. This is going to be more of Spider-Man. It's not going to be so Avengers-centric anymore. It's a retirement home, so sagging is natural. Stop it! It's not a retirement home. It is an assisted living facility. You're right. It's a retirement home. It is. E. Clay Thomas, what's up, man? Says, if you see any colored loofah around her apartment, you should probably be... Stop it, man. That's my mom you're talking about. Good Lord. Let me tell you something, guys. I heard these conversations today. Her own sister saying, hey, you never know. You might get a man there. Right? Vince says, Captain Hydra. Yeah, that's what we're going to get in the future. Captain Hydra. Oh, God. What if they bring in Miles Morales? If he comes in there, it'll be as a, at the most, a sidekick character. At the most. Let's see. Fieldy says, but we're going to see Sydney Sweeney in the MCU. Look, the only version of Sydney Sweeney I want to see is Sydney Sweeney as Power Girl in the DC universe. But the DC universe has got a long way to go. A long way to go. Let's see. Fieldy says, that will be so epic, Vincent. Miles Morales. I got no problem with Miles. I think they've got so many stories to tell with Pete that they're not going to do that for a while. At best, he's going to be a sidekick. Hopefully, it's Black Cat. That could happen, but Black Cat's a little more agile than Homegirl, I think. I don't know. We'll see. She can work. She's got the bust for it, for sure. But does she have the ass for it? I don't know that she has an ass. And I'm an ass man myself. I don't know that she's got the ass for it. Let's see. Don't say Miles around Jed. Yeah, no doubt. Okay, I understand that one. Cypher Chaos, how are you? He says, hail, Joe and chat. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi to him. Okay, so we get to Saturday. My brother got here Friday night. He took my mother out to dinner while I was at work. And Saturday morning, he comes over, and I'd saved the chair for him because he ordered the chair himself. He got her a recliner chair it's one of those ones he couldn't have done any better. It's got an up button and a down button. You hold down the down button long enough, it'll put the feet out and lean you all the way back, right? You hold down the up button long enough, it will stand the chair damn near up to where you're standing. Perfect for, someone of advanced age. Anyway, I saved that for him. I told him, I said, look, I'm not going to touch the chair in case you want to put your loving hands on it. Because he ordered it, right? And then he comes over, he starts putting the chair together. And at first, when he first walked in the house, my default when I'm working, I put on Sirius satellite radio, and I put on the 70s channel on Sirius satellite radio. That's what I do. Okay. Well, a lot of easy listening stuff, kind of thing. And I put it on there because I love two people from that era. I love Linda Ronstadt, and I love what's my girl that did Physical? She's in fucking Grease. I'm having a senior moment. The blonde. Her face is right there. What is her? Olivia Newton-John. That's it. Those two girls I could listen to all day long. And if you're listening to the 70s channel on Sirius, you hear them at least once an hour. Between the two of them, you hear them both. Okay. Anyway, that's what I'm listening to. But my brother's a little bit more of a rock and roller. You guys know this from watching the brothers hack the Matrix. He's a guitarist. He loves his rock and roll. When we were kids, if it wasn't Kiss, it was crap. That kind of thing, right? So, and his band now is Black Label Society. He even looked it up on Google. He said, look up the top album on the Billboard charts right now in rock. And sure enough, it's Black Label Society. He's a big Zakk Wylde fan. Anyway, and he's taken lessons from Zakk Wylde's lead guitarist in his band. Anyway, so I knew he liked that. So I decided to switch from the 70s channel to Hair Nation, which is a bunch of hair bands from the 80s, right? And we were listening to that, but it kind of turned to shit pretty quick. And I said, you know what? I'm going to put my own personal playlist on. Okay. And you know what? Here in a little bit, when we get to the end of the show, I may switch over to Rumble and show you the videos that he just stopped working and had to come check out. Because I was in the bedroom building stuff for the end tables and the chest of drawers for Mom's room. He was putting together the chair and the entertainment center in the living room, right? We're in two separate rooms. But when he heard a couple of songs, man, he stopped what he was doing. He came in there and said, man, that is badass. I haven't heard that in forever, blah, 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 right? And it was a lot of fun. Me and Danny hanging out, doing our thing, man. It was pretty cool. Let's see. Vince says Sid would work as Power Girl. Of course she would. No one else needs to play Power Girl. That's why I say she's perfect casting. But as Black Cat, I don't know. She needs a little more ass to do that. I'm sorry. What about Sydney as Vicky Vale? That's a girlfriend character, man. No, we don't want to do that. Fieldy says, is anyone here playing Marvel's single-player games from Insomniac Games? Like Marvel's Spider-Man and others. They're working with Marvel to release Marvel games at least until 2032 or 2033. Okay, if you're talking about the Miles Morales game, or excuse me, the he showed up in Spider-Man 2, right? Because I never finished Spider-Man 1. And it's not because I don't dig Spider-Man. Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. As you can see right here underneath Supergirl's legs, there's Spider-Man's hand, right? Yeah. First comic my father ever bought me was a Spider-Man comic book. I've shown you guys before on stream. It's over there on the wall. But the game, I couldn't chase the Shocker down the street. I couldn't do it. And if I can't do something, I just put the game down and never play it again. I have never finished Spider-Man 1. And I've got both of them. I've got Spider-Man 2 because it came with one of my PS5s that I got. You know, it was a package deal. So, you know, what the heck. But, hang on. Anyway, I got to show you this one picture here. This is this afternoon. This is me and my peeps getting together. Hang on. Let me blow this up a little bit. Get it in here. That's Mama Joe right there. That's me right next to her. That's Foxy. And this is my Aunt Kay. My cousin Lisa and and her husband JC are right there behind Mom. My Aunt Susan is right there. My cousin Megan and her husband Tony are there, and my cousin Heidi and her husband Craig are there. We had a ball this afternoon. We didn't work today. You guys know that I go to church first thing in the morning on Sundays. And even during football season, I do this. It's just I have to get up a lot earlier during football season. But we went to church at 10:15 this morning. I went straight over to Superior Grill, which is a Mexican food place here in town that's fantastic. I spent a lot of time there in the 90s. And Foxy was, she was driving, so I had a few cocktails, you know. And really reconnected with my people that are here in town. I mean, I see Heidi and Lisa and Megan all the time when we do these vendor shows. You guys have seen me do that on the Sketching the Privateer channel whenever we do the vendor shows. I see them all the time because Heidi runs them. But I really, you know, it was fun to talk to JC today, my cousin Lisa's husband. He really wants to come on one of these shows. Another one who wants to come on these shows is my Aunt Kay. She wants to come on here. She really wants to do the military show that I do with Gary Kissel on Pop Culture Minefield. So, I mean, and that's great. I'm glad they want to get involved in everything, and we will get them involved. But you know, it was just good to connect with these guys and see them. Susan got in here Saturday, and she's hanging out with Mom, and me and Susan and Mom are going to do a lot of work on her room tomorrow, and we're gonna have her sleeping over there by tomorrow night. So it's a big weekend for me, and I wanted to do this show today just to, if nothing else, let you guys know that, you know, even though I get busy in life, you know, we can still have fun and say hi to each other and see what's going on. And there are a few things I want to talk about tonight. We'll get to them, but that's what I've been busy doing. And that's why I was late coming on tonight, guys. I was my Aunt Susan has just gone back to her hotel room, and she's staying at the Horseshoe here locally. We're a gambling town, right? A guy that works for a gambling rehab in a gambling town, right? We got, I think, 6 different casinos here. But anyway, yeah, it's been a fun weekend. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Vince says, Fielding, no! Miles Morales, no! There's nothing wrong with Miles Morales. He's a cool character. It's the Ultimate Universe. It's a different style of book. Let him have it, man. Just don't fuck with my Amazing Spider-Man, okay? Peter Parker is Spider-Man, okay? Miles Morales is Miles Morales. Let's see. Sydney Sweeney as Power Rangers. Ooh. That's too much sex pot for that show. I mean, that show's too clean for that, I think. Vince is smiling. Let's see. I feel you, Vince. Greetings, my excellent friends, Martin says. What's going on, Martin? Good to see you. Alicia Newton-John. No, it's Olivia Newton-John. You need to work on your keyboard skills there, Real Das Wolfen. I appreciate the help, though, brother. I appreciate the help. And he says, hello, Joe. You know what? One of the things that I really enjoyed this weekend, Martin, was hanging out with my bro, because last night, before he left my house, we were sipping Jack Daniels, and we decided, once Mom went to bed, to dip into the Kyle Dunnigan library of episodes. And it was a lot of fun, because, you know, Kyle Dunnigan is one of the funniest motherfuckers you'll ever see. He really is. And you guys should really follow his channel. Now, I can't do that anymore. But Kyle Dunnigan could do it for 5 years. He's one of the greatest impressionists I've ever seen. He's funny as shit. If you guys are not following Kyle Dunnigan, me and Danny got into his stuff for a while last night. We watched some old shows where he was Sly Stallone. At home, we Sly Stallone. That was fucking hilarious. And then, you know, he's on with a girl named Nikki now, I think, or Kitty or something like that. And my God, he's still funny. If you guys don't know who this guy is, he was the serial killer Craig on Reno 911 back in the day. If you're a big fan of comedy, on the Comedy Channel, I think is Comedy Central might have been where this was shown. You know, Officer Dangle and all that shit on Reno 911. Anyway, we watched some of his shit last night. We were cracking the fuck up. It was hilarious. Oliver Newt. Oh, too slow. He was trying to remind me what it was. Let's see. Vince says, why did Joe only came up with Physical? Dude, that's not even my... Physical was her most popular album, okay? But I dug, when it comes to Olivia Newton-John, I can hear it in my head right now. Hang on a second. Let's see. If You Love Me, Let Me Go, I think is the name of it. That is one of my fucking favorite songs ever. She's another one like the Eagles, who started off as almost a country performer and ended up going 80s mainstream before it was over with. Let's see. Please don't let it be Europe or Final Countdown. And Final Countdown. No, it wasn't, man. It wasn't. And if you want to see it, I'm telling you, I will play you the tracks that really made him stop in his tracks last night. And you're going to be shocked at what some of them are. I mean, I'm going to play 3 of them for you. And I definitely will do it. We'll go. Actually, you know what? It's going to have to be on Kick or Twitch. I think I'm still going on Twitch. I'm not sure. Let me check and see real quick. I think we're going live on Twitch because I forgot to set up the Rumble channel. I've been so busy, guys. I didn't turn it on Rumble tonight. So yeah, we're on Twitch. So you can go watch it on Twitch and on Kick. And I don't know if it's on Facebook. Let me check Facebook. Glad you guys asked about this. Let's check it out. Yep, we're live on Facebook. So I'll go. Well, you know what? Friggin' Facebook will probably kick me off too. But I will turn off YouTube and I will play the songs. Okay? We'll see what happens. Anyway, let's see. I'm wondering why, Fieldy says, I'm wondering why James Cameron still wants to keep milking Terminator. To me, it already ended with Terminator 2 Judgment Day. And why does he have to stress about writing a script for Terminator 7? Fieldy, let's hope he doesn't. If you've heard news of that, don't spread it. Don't give it life. I actually, when it comes to the Terminator franchise, and it's a franchise I love, I have to tell you, it's a franchise I totally dig. But it ended with Salvation, if you ask me. Okay. Terminator 2 should have been the end of it. You're absolutely correct. It should have been the end of it. Field. That should have been it. Should have been done, over, finished. But they decided to keep it going. You know, Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, not bad. Hot chick playing the Terminator. Like that. We knew how it was going to end, though. Right? Knew how it was going to end. Salvation was the reason why I say let's cut it off after Salvation is, even though it had that elaborate thing with the serial killer being reborn and bullshit, it was the movie I always wanted to see. I wanted to see the war in the future. We saw little snippets of it in each movie. I wanted to see the world that John Connor came up in. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see what we heard about in my favorite scene in the original Terminator movie. He's the one that taught us to smash those metal motherfuckers into junk. He turned it around. It's my favorite fucking line. And he's loading a shotgun the entire time he's saying it. Kyle Reese, right? When he's telling Sarah about what's coming. In the first Terminator movie, he taught us to turn those, to smash those metal motherfuckers into junk. He turned it around. That's my favorite line in the Terminator movies. Period. You can say whatever you want about fate. Fate you make. Blah, 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 blah. He taught us how to turn those metal motherfuckers into junk. He turned it around. Smash those metal motherfuckers into junk. Love it. That's why I say, Salvation. Because I always wanted to see the war in the future. I thought it was cool as shit their headquarters was a submarine. I thought it was cool as shit that they thought John was nuts. After everything we learned, they thought he was nuts. Trying to warn people. I don't know if you guys saw when Salvation came out, that fucking thing that Alex Jones put together. The fucking trailer he put together. That was fucking great, by the way. If you've never seen that, it was awesome. I'll play that on the other channels here later on. But, man, great stuff. Really was. I'm a big fan of Terminator. And I hope James Cameron never does another Terminator movie, period. Let's see. Vince says, what was Peter doing with his hand up her skirt? What are you talking about? I have no idea what he's talking about. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Aunt Kate is technically already on the stream. Really? Yeah, true. Let's see. Wishing your family and a life of full love, laughter, and strong bonds that also that last forever. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Fielder. The soft reboot will make Peter biopic and trans. Das Wolf. Whatever. Oh my God. If they make Peter, first of all, I don't know what biopic means. I have no idea what that fucking anagram means. None. If you're going to speak to me in Elite, Please spell it out. I've said this a million times. I don't understand that shit. I don't know what that anagram means. The only anagrams I understand are military ones from the 80s. I mean, this old dog can learn new tricks, but you have to come at me with the meaning of the anagram beforehand. But if they make him trans, come on, man. Give me a break. They even put Matt Blacker in the new Mask comic from the Energon universe. Mask comic from the Energon universe. I don't understand. What are you guys talking about? Are we having 3 different conversations? What are we doing here? Oh goshness. Fieldy says is supposed to be Matt Tracker. Okay, gotcha. It doesn't work since he is supposed to be a dad and in his son life. I must be way behind or something. I don't know. I wonder why Let's Get Physical was her best music video. It might be the fact that she was in yoga pants, leg warmers, and tight shit. Because she's hot. Could be it. Not sure. Don't have neither of those options. Okay, I'm behind. I got to catch up. Okay. I didn't mind Terminator 3 and Salvation. You shouldn't, Vince. They were decent movies. I mean, Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, we knew the ending. It was Judgment Day, right? No matter what happened, it was going to happen, right? If there's a Terminator in the story, then it's coming. If the Terminator disappeared, that means they stopped it, right? Yeah. Genesis and Dark Fate were disaster. Fieldy, you're absolutely correct. I have not watched anything since 20 minutes into Genesis. Even though I love the girl that ended up being in Game of Thrones, I dig her. I think she's awesome. Okay. But that Genesis movie was horrible. She played Sarah Connor, by the way, if you're wondering. The Targaryen chick that's in Game of Thrones. She played Sarah Connor in that movie. And look, what turned me off of it is when they made John Connor the bad guy. They made him a Terminator. They made him a cyborg. I said, no. Click. Turned it off. When they made Dark Fate, I didn't finish Genesis. Why would I watch Dark Fate? Look, guys, when I check out of something, I don't go back. I'm checked out. I'm done. There's a reason why you guys have never heard me comment on Stranger Things. It's because me and my wife watched, I think, 4 episodes of it. It didn't go anywhere, and I turned it off. Even though one of my best friends from high school that I buy my comic books from every few months over at the comic book store told me, Joe, this is me and you in high school. This is our high school life. Gotta watch it. No, turned it off. You gotta get me. Gotta get me to watch. And that show did not get me to watch. It didn't. Let's see. But Salvation was a bit of a mess. Yes, it was. But I got to see the war in the future. I got to see the submarine headquarters. I got to see John Connor fighting Terminators and shit. That was fucking awesome. Christian Bale's John Connor in that movie was great. It's kind of like Superman Returns. That is a fucking great ode to the Christopher Reeves era of Superman. It really is. Brandon Routh knocked it out of the park. The part where they're ripping off the fucking bank and trying to get out through the roof, you know, the bullet squishing against his eye and everything, fucking awesome. The Deadbeat Dad, not so much. Kind of sucked. It was stupid. That plot line ruined the whole thing. Kevin Spacey, even though, hey, you can say what you want about Kevin Spacey, but his Lex Luthor was awesome. It was. I thought it was awesome. But you know, hey. But that Deadbeat Dad storyline, Salvation had that. It had the the serial killer brought back to life, and the epiphany that he was going to be this, that, and the other thing. Whatever. You can't tell me it wasn't cool to see the CGI Arnold show up as the T-1000. Come on, man. That was cool as fuck. I mean, come on. Salvation has its good points. Yeah, you just have to. It's kind of like the other one I was talking about. You have to see past the bullshit. Let's see. Yes, the fans wanted to see the future war. Fuck yeah, man. I always did. I mean, it was teased. Look, let me tell you something. The best opening of any sci-fi movie ever is the opening of Star Wars. And I call it Star Wars. I don't call it A New Hope. Star Wars. Yeah, the crawl, and then the fucking, Princess Leia's ship being chased by that huge Death Star. Or not Death Star, but Star Destroyer. That went on and on and on. Just showed you how long that thing was at the opening of it. Just fucking epic. The second most epic? Terminator. Where you saw the hunter killers just fucking going after the human beings and the skulls on the ground, and then you saw it wasn't a crawl, but it was, you had to read it. But the coolest thing about it was, the war against machines raged forever. Blah, 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 the machines rised up to kill the humans. Blah, 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 blah. But the bottom of it was the most epic part. It said, but the war for the future would not be fought in that time. It would be fought here in our time tonight. That set the fucking stage for that whole movie. It made you go, wow. And then that soundtrack, boom, 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 boom. It was fucking awesome, man. That's my childhood, though. I love that shit. Let's see. Martin Acosta says, nah, I just want to see the end of the war. Okay. I wanted to see the war in the future. I did. I thought that was cool. And wait, he says, yes, I wanted to see Vince says, yes, wanted to see the war in the future. And Martin says, nah, just wanted to see the end of the war. That would have been cool. And the end of the war, the way we were told, right, Martin? What was it? What was it? If you remember, in the original movie, what was the end of the war? It was a Terminator being sent back through time, and that's when they find the time displacement equipment, and they send Kyle back. That should have been the end of Salvation. That should have been the end of that show, and they should have finished it right there. Right, Martin? That would have been a perfect ending to it. Who cares about the serial killer subplot? Whatever. But you're right. I would have liked to have seen that. But to make it work, you'd have to see, what? 3 Terminators go through that? Yeah, they went a little crazy with these sequels. They did. Fieldy says, when big studio keep repeating their old work, like movies and series, meanwhile, smaller and growing studios like A24, who I dig, or Neon come up with more original film ideas. Yeah. Great stuff. They're coming up with really good stuff. A24 is doing some good stuff. They really are. Let's see what else we got here. Trying to catch up in the chat here. And Michael Ironsides is always a win. Yes! He was the commander of the human troops in that submarine, man. Come on. Terminator Salvation was released 17 years. Was it 17 years ago, Fieldy? Yeah, they've made 2 movies since. That makes sense. Yep. 2009 to 2026, says Fieldy. Let's see. Peter Hand. I don't know what that means. Looking behind you, Spider-Man plus Supergirl. Yes. That. Guys, if you haven't figured this out yet, I'm Spider-Man. This is Foxy. Okay? I have my own story about these two. the privateer, this guy you see here, right? The hat, colonial stars. The privateer is Spider-Man. The Royal Fox is Supergirl. Okay? I don't know. Maybe you haven't figured out that dynamic yet. Let's see. Vince says, black indigenous people of color. Black indigenous people of color. Okay, sure. Biopic, black indigenous, okay, and people of color. Oh, I'm sorry. So let's go back to what he said earlier about that. Let's see. It says soft reboot will make Peter and trans. Not only African American, but trans. Wow. Great stuff. I'm so looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to anything out of the MCU. You guys know that. Come on. I'm cautiously optimistic, maybe, but look, the blueprint was there. First of all, we've gone past an hour now. It is time to grab your cocktail of choice and join me as I take another shot. Boys and girls. Cheers. In the immortal words of Jack Nicholson in Easy Rider. Nick. That one hurt going down. But then again, I've been hanging out with my family all day, so this is what you get. Buzz Joe. All right. Let's see. Martin says, there are aspects of Genesis that I love. Wouldn't know. First of all, before I read the rest of this, wouldn't know. Turned it off 20 minutes in. Once it was established that John was the bad guy, I turned it off. Like the T-800, developing affection for Sarah and the characters that I have loved for years got the happy ending it always wished for them to have. I'll never see it, man. I turned it off. I'm telling you. Once I turn you off, I'm done with you. Let's see. Small Time Republic. How you doing, Matt? It's good to see you. He says, howdy. I was that way with Yellowstone. Watched 3 episodes and thought it was just not for me. I can understand that one. I can. I absolutely can understand it. I'll tell you the one character that made me and Rhonda continue watching, and that was Beth. And if you guys have watched any of the first spinoff, Marshals, it's basically NCIS with Casey added. And Casey's the wild card. He fucks everything up. And it's basically made in his world. You know, it's got the Indian reservation. It's got rainwater and all that stuff. But basically, it's NCIS. That's what it is. Fieldy says, everyone has their own tastes and perspectives. As people grow older, their views, ideologies, and ways of thinking will naturally change. Some may change over time, while others will stay the same. And I guarantee you, Fieldy, and Fieldy's one of our younger viewers, I have to tell you. Remember you just wrote that, because as we go through life, and you'll find this out when you get to be my age, you will be drawing on things like this show from back in the day, and you will have different opinions than you do now, because you will have evolved and grown, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. Let's see. Let's keep going here. Vince says, have you seen 2001 A Space Odyssey done like Star Wars? No, I have not. That would be a 15-minute movie, wouldn't it? I mean, 2001 A Space Odyssey like Star Wars? No. One's cerebral, the other one's an adventure movie. They're a little bit different. Fieldy says, I'm curious about the older people here, since I'm part of the Gen Z. I want to ask, were the 80s and 90s some of the best years for great movies? The 80s had some very iconic stuff. The 90s, not so much, but they had good movies in each era, I believe. I don't know. I mean, that's something we could talk about at length, man. We could be here for hours talking about that. Vince says, yes! The big smiley face. What's up? Let's see. Vince says, still haven't seen the second season of Sarah Connor Chronicles. That's one I want to watch. I didn't, that came on still during the time we weren't streaming yet, so you can watch it the next day on Hulu. You needed a DVR, that kind of thing. And I never got into a DVR. If I was going to have to watch it, at the time it was on, I was going to miss it. Because I always stay busy, man. I really do. Let's see. But it's one I'd love to see. Look, I was telling my wife the other day, because we just got done watching Game of Thrones for like the second or third time. I said, Lena Headey could be at fucking conventions forever. Because she played Sarah Connor. And if you remember, this was way before Game of Thrones. She was Sarah Connor in the Sarah Connor Chronicles, man. And I love the chick from Serenity that's in that movie that plays the Terminator in it. I love that chick. I think she's awesome. I can't remember that actress's name. Hang on, let's pull it up. IMDb. Don't worry, the stuff in the title we're going to get into before we get out of here. But it's a chat-driven stream. I like to talk to the chat and see what's going on. Let's see. Sarah Connor. Not M. N. There we go. Boom. All right. Lena Headey. Hang on, I've already got this shared, so let me scoot it over here. We got a 3-monitor setup, and sometimes I share the wrong monitor. Lena Headey plays Sarah Connor in that show. And let's see, what's the Terminator's name? By the way, if you're wondering what the premise was, set after the events of Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Sarah Connor and her son, excuse me real quick, I have to pause this because I'm going to get hit if I don't. John try to stay under the radar from the government as the plot to destroy the computer network Skynet in hopes, plot to destroy the computer network Skynet in hopes of preventing Armageddon. Yeah, as you can see, the beautiful Cersei from Game of Thrones, Lena Headey, plays Sarah Connor. And Summer Glau is the girl's name that plays the Terminator in it. There she is with her face half ripped off. And this girl is gorgeous. If you've ever seen Serenity, you know what I'm talking about. She's in that movie too, which those in geekdom know that is the movie that wraps up the series Firefly, right? Summer Glau is a gorgeous chick. Let's see what else she's got listed under her stuff. Serenity, Firefly, Terminator, Sarah Connor, and Knights of Adastum. I've never heard of that one, so I wouldn't even know. But yeah, she's a hottie. She can't help herself. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, I would say that's worth revisiting because I enjoyed the episodes I saw of it, Vince, but I haven't had a chance to finish watching. I really haven't. Let's see. Fieldy says main reason Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles was canceled due to low ratings and high production costs. Yeah, it was expensive for TV back then to do CGI. It really was. A24, Martin says A24 is terribly overrated. They are hit and miss with me. Granted, much more hits than misses, but the movies are kind of milquetoast sit fences with a dash of pretentiousness. Well, you know what A24 does, though, Martin? It puts out original stuff. And as long as they're doing that, I'm on board with what they do. Yes, I understand the pretentiousness comment. And terribly overrated. Overrated, I understand. Terribly overrated, I don't know. Hit and miss? Yes. Much more hits than misses? For sure. They're starting to make money. But the movies are kind of milquetoast sit fences. I really would. You know what? I'm going to search for a list of A24 movies. Hang on. A24 movies. I can tell you this. The one that had an Oscar contention this year, not even interested in watching. Why in the fuck? Let me tell you something, guys. I work for a gambling rehab. The only thing I know about table tennis is it gets bet on a lot by addicts. Okay. Let's see. Vince says, Joe takes too long to get to messages. He forgot what he was talking about, and even slower for the explanations. Laughing. Well, you know what? I do the best I can, Vince. I love you, man. I'm sorry I can't. If I forget what you were talking about before I get there, I apologize, man. Or he just had a few too much. That could be the case tonight. That could be it. I've been partying with my family, man. Not, let's say this clearly, not fighting with my family, which is a great movie, but partying with my family. I'm doing that today. A24 is still searching for its true identity. Hopefully they can improve and move in the right direction. The one thing they're doing is they're not putting handcuffs on their directors and their creators. Yes, a lot of it misses, but yes, a lot of it hits. Let's see. Joe, you've read so many of your messages. Let's talk about Artemis II related stuff, just like in your thumbnail. Well, let me tell you. I do want to show you guys that. Hang on a second. Summer Glau. Yes, that was her name. Or something like it. No, that's her name. That is her name, buddy. I do want to show you the pictures that I put out. And I was actually watching it live. I think I can actually pinpoint the time. If the video's still up, I can actually show you live what happened. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. There's the post I put up. Right there. For some reason, it won't let you just highlight that for some reason. Let's see. There we go. I'll blow it up and move it over. There you go. I put this all over the place. I said, welcome home. I think I said that. Didn't I say that? Yeah. Here we go. I said, welcome home, Artemis II. Splashdown, 7:07 p.m. Central Time Standard. That would have been, if we had 14 minutes in the future, that would have been 9:07 your time, Fieldy, over there in Indonesia. I went ahead and kept the number in there. This is how many people were watching on the YouTube channel. I snapped that right off the YouTube channel. I was at work at the time, and I had just put my clients into a meeting, and sure enough, there you go. There was 3.1 million people watching it on YouTube on Friday evening. Saturday morning your time, Field. Yeah. So I got a picture of that live when I was watching it. And then this is another picture with, this is a local television station. saying welcome home as well. After 10 days in space and a historic trip around the moon, the Orion capsule has officially splashed down in the Pacific Ocean. Now, I was corrected by my friend Das Wolfen, who said that SpaceX has had a few splashdowns, apparently. I did not know that at the time. But, yeah. Let's see if I can pull up. I think I can. The NASA feed from that day. Let's see. Because I watched it live and I thought it was neat. And I think you guys should see it too. Let's see. Live. Okay. Let's see. Crew comes home. There it is. All right. And I should be able to find it pretty quick as long as this loads up. It looks kind of funky. Hang on. All right, there it is. Okay. There it is. Okay. Got it right here. Let me go ahead and grab this right here and set it up with sound. Hang on. Just take me a second. I want you guys to see this. If you didn't see it live, it was very cool to see. It really was. Yep. And it put it right where I wanted it too. Fantastic. All right. So this was it live. We're going to go ahead and kill the music real quick. Why don't you go ahead and enjoy this? It's very cool. The first NASA splashdown in a long time. Let me see. Pause. Okay. Gotta share the sound and everything, so bear with me. I've got to do it a different way here. There it is right there. Boom. Okay. Here it is. Want you guys, and the chat was going. I'll leave the chat up just so you can see what's going on. But this was the moment of splashdown for Artemis II.
Passing through 1,000 feet.
Now, I'm wondering if that was burners right there. Do you see what's going on either side of the capsule there? I was interested in that to keep them in the right trajectory coming in. I don't know if that's the case or if that's just heat coming off of it, but I have to think that that's burners adjusting for their trajectory coming in. But you see, the parachutes are at full inflation. They're not getting tangled. Everything was going good. Really was.
Houston Integrity, splashdown, sending post-landing command now.
Bam.
Splashdown confirmed.
Copy splashdown, waiting on VLDR.
Splashdown confirmed at 7:07 p.m. Central Time, 5:07 p.m. Pacific Time. From the pages of Jules Verne to a modern-day mission to the moon, a new chapter of the exploration of our celestial neighbor is complete. Integrity's astronauts back on Earth.
Now, I want you to see something. You notice it's going forward still, right? Hang on. Let's get it right before splashdown. Okay, here we go. Watch the capsule. It keeps going in the direction it was coming in. Watch it and watch the water. Watch the water underneath it. See, I think those are burners. I don't really know.
Houston Integrity, splashdown, sending post-landing command now.
Splashdown confirmed.
Copy splashdown, waiting on VLDR.
Looks like it might be being dragged by that
7:07 p.m.
one
Central Time,
inflated
5:07
parachute.
p.m.
You
Pacific
see that?
Time. From the
Might be
pages
being
of
dragged
Jules
by
Verne
that
to a
thing for a little
modern-day
bit.
mission to the moon, A new chapter of the exploration of our celestial neighbor is complete. Integrity's astronauts back on Earth.
It's a great moment in human history, man. I swear to God, doesn't matter where you're from, that is a great moment in human history. Really is. Okay. Let me see if I can figure out how to get rid of this. Okay, there we go. Anyway, let me get the music back going. Great moment. I watched it live myself. It was pretty cool. Let's see. First time I knew about Lena Headey was 300 and The Purge. I've never seen The Purge. I've never seen any of those movies. It's not something that appealed to me. I don't like that version of Future where one night a year you get to do whatever the fuck you want. You know what I'd do? I'd stay inside and play video games. Let's see. Martin says, you can have original good and original bad. Yes, you can. Absolutely. Let's scroll. Let's get down here and see what's going on here. Hey, Christian, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. How are you doing? Good to see you up there in Canada. Let's see. Did I miss anything big? No, I can get through this pretty quick. Vince says, Fieldy, not Dread. I don't know what that's about. Everything, everywhere, all at once. Fieldy says, I liked it. It's not something I'd repeat watch, though. Nope. I was going to watch Fighting with My Family, and then Tubi pulled it. Really? Wow. Okay. You should watch it anyway. You should pay to watch it. It's good. And like I said, Christian just showed up. It's good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. Always good to see you. Let's see. Vince says, I watched Re-Entry and the Splashdown. Yeah, very cool. Vince says, at first I thought they were coming in too fast. That's what I thought. I was like, holy fuck. And especially with, doesn't that look like that was, I don't know what they call them. I want to call it a trajectory burn, something to keep it level coming in. That's what it looked like to me. I don't know. But that was it was definitely a different camera image, you know? At first I thought they were coming in too fast, but then realized that those were just the Drogu shots. I don't know what Drogu shots are. Before the proper shots, or excuse me, shoots were developed. Okay. Oh, I got you. Yeah. I got you. It feels like space exploration will start to shape the world, and I think only a few countries will lead it. As for Indonesia, sadly, we are still busy dealing with things that are not important. Fieldy, let me tell you, the space exploration was, first of all, in the 60s, it was a competition between the world's two biggest superpowers, who are, I still think today, the two biggest superpowers. China may be, well, China definitely is. There's three superpowers now. When we were young in the 60s, there was only two superpowers. And it was Russia and the United States. And they were in a race. They call it the space race. They have an entire series on Apple television called For All Mankind. It's called that because that's what the astronauts said when they touched on the moon the first time. This step is taken for all mankind. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but that's basically the gist of it. But the series on Apple Plus goes on the premise that Russia got there first, and what would happen if that was the case, right? So yeah. Oh, don't worry. Your country's doing what it needs to do, man. You got to remember, the United States, we're fixing to celebrate our 250th year, and that's kind of young for a country. I mean, you look at some of the countries in Europe, they're way older than that. Some of the countries in fucking Africa are way older than that. I mean, you know, we're young, and so is yours. So don't worry, they'll work it out. Things come in time. Vince says, did you know that SpaceX are designing 2 moon base? Edit yourself, people. Come on, I'm reading it. I love you, Vince, but damn, slow down on the keyboard. Designing the moon base or station. Think it was the base. It's supposed to be a base. It's supposed to be a base. That's where they're going to launch for Mars. That's the plan. Because SpaceX is also planning, the way you spelled it, planning for their own base, Moon Alpha. Nice nod to Transformers. Yeah, right? Very cool, man. Very cool. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Damn it. I need a producer on this damn show. Am I that far behind in the chat? No, I'm not. Okay. Vince says, Fieldy, maybe you can hitch a ride with North Korea, with the North Korean space program. Don't say that to Fieldy, man. He's not a communist. He's from Indonesia. Hey, they're doing what they can do. You know, it's all right. Whatever you. Hey, look. He's obviously the civilized civilization because he can talk to us on the internet. What the fuck? Fieldy says, Vincent, our biggest main problem is actually corruption. Gee whiz. That's every nation's problem, Fieldy. I love you. Thank you for saying that out loud. And yeah, that reflects the government and the quality of its people. Well, I don't know that it reflects the quality of its people. Well, people in the government, if that's what you're saying, okay. But the quality of the people of Indonesia, if you are reflective of it, I've got no problem with it. But it's kind of like the people of Iran. Every Iranian I've ever met is a pretty cool person. But I've met them here in the United States where they were fleeing that place. So, you know, yeah. If you're talking about the people in your government, yeah, I got you. I understand. Let's see. Janet from another planet is here. She says, yes, those are burners. Thank you very much, young lady. I knew if anybody would know, you would. Thank you very much. Yes, that's what I thought. There was no way that we had sparks flying off of a heat shield in the same place every time. Yeah, those are burners. Thank you very much. It's good to see you, Janet. Always good to see you. You have to excuse me. I'm half in the bag because I've been hanging out with my family all day. So I'm in the middle of moving my mom right now. Let's see. Vince says, makes me want to play Kerbal Space Program again. Is that a game? I've never heard of that. Let's take a look. Hang on. Let's search it up. Are you spelling that right, buddy? Kerbal Space Program? Yep, there it is. Bigger shit. There's a 2 even? Wow. Okay, hang on, guys. I'll throw it up there. Boom. Here's my search. Holy shit. What the hell is this? Assemble fully functional spacecraft. Take flight and explore the solar system. Get the hell out of here. Wow. Nerds unite. That's badass. Apparently there's a 2 there too. Did you see that? It's on Steam, apparently. There you go. The squad makes this. Wow. Look at that. That looks cool, man. That looks pretty cool. It really does. That looks neat. All right, let's see. Fieldy says, many people don't even realize that Indonesia is one of the most populous countries in the world in the top 5. Let me tell you something. I had no idea how big that country was. Look, guys, if you don't know where this is, Indonesia, and I have to show you because I'm telling you, I did not know any of this. And I feel like I know a lot about geography. I had no idea where it was. It's north of Australia, and it's well west of Australia, too. Hang on. Let me see. Indonesia. There it is. Boom. Okay. Images. That ought to get me where I want to go. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Did I say that out loud? I didn't just say that out loud, did I? Damn. I hate it when I do that.
Yeah, there you go. I said.
Okay, so Indonesia, as you can see by this, well, I want to find a better map than that. Shit. Something a little better than that. You know what? Hang on a second. I'll find me a better map. That's cool. Let's hit images. Hang on. I know you guys can't see it. I'm looking right now. Here is the island chain itself. Oh, and that's not even all of it. As you can see, part of it is cut off right there. Okay. Let's see. Let's check out this one. Let's play. Yeah, this is a good example right here. Here we go. There's Malaysia, Cambodia, Vietnam is to the northwest. Okay. Philippines is right above it. This is where I thought Fieldy lived at, was the Philippines. I screwed that up. He's in Indonesia. Everything that's colored, that's Indonesia. Okay. And then you've got Australia right below it. I had no idea there was anything above Australia. I'm telling you, every picture I've ever seen of Australia was just that continent. That was it. It's 3 different time zones through there, guys. I had no idea how big that country was. And why do I get the feeling that that whole place is rural? Am I wrong about that, Fieldy? Let me know in the chat, but it really looks like a lot of that is rural. But you know what? A lot of it looks like beachfront property. And I'm a surfer. Do you get good surf there? I mean, do you get waves? I mean, let me know. Because that, when I saw this the first time, Fieldy and I were talking the other day on Instagram. We were messaging each other. And because I thought he was in the Philippines. And I went to looking it up, and wow. How cool is that shit? I had no idea there was anything that close to Australia north of it. I had no clue. Oh shit, here we go. We got people acting stupid now. We got people acting stupid now. Matt from Small Time Republic says it was 1701 nautical miles from Artemis atmosphere entry to splashdown. U.S. Enterprise in Star Trek was whoa, get out of here. No way. Are you guys seeing this? Okay, let me read this again. It was 1,701 nautical miles from Artemis atmosphere entry to splashdown. U.S. Enterprise in Star Trek was NCC 1701. Coincidence? Holy shit. You have just let loose. How many more of these tinfoil hat crazies? Matt, my God, son. My God. Let's see. Artemis is just another hoax, this time directly by J.J. Abrams and Alex Kurtzman, I swear, Martin says. Martin, you're doing the best impression of my brother Highlander that you can do. He swears up and down we never went to the moon. Janet says thruster flames during descent. Yeah, that's what I figured it was. It is the plaque left by Apollo. Hang on a second. Is the plaque left by Apollo 11 left on the moon? Yeah. Yeah, very cool. Let's see. Fieldy says, who was the director of the first moon landing? Is it Kubrick or George Lucas? Look, I didn't show you guys Capricorn 1 to get into this stupid bullshit. We went to the moon, you silly motherfuckers. Don't even act like we didn't. My brother does that all the time. He does. NASA is also putting a station on the moon's orbit. Yes. That's all I'm concerned with. Look, guys. I was a toddler during the space race. I watched every splashdown as a kid. The only problem I had with President Obama is when he mothballed the fucking shuttle program. It's a point of national pride. NASA needs to get back in the business of going to the fucking moon and beyond. I love Elon. I love what he's doing. But we as a nation need to get behind this and do it. Why? Number one, exploration. Number two, continuing to develop technologies that will get us there. Number three, it makes us a leader in the world stage. Who cares who our president is? If we lead the space race, we lead the world. It's just the way it is. It's always been that way. Let's see. Vince says the base is going to be South Pole area since it has 80 to 90% sunlight. Makes sense. Fieldy says we are actually free when it comes to freedom of speech. We were once restricted for 32 years under President Suharto or Suharto. I don't know how to pronounce that, but back then, Suharto was very close to the United States. Okay. I can't see the emojis, so I'm not going to speculate on that. I did a show called Cosmic Chat during the trip to the backside of the moon. Yeah, I was watching it. And yes, Janet, I'm so glad you did. Guys, if you're not following Janet from Another Planet, you need to. Please do, because she does some great stuff. And please get involved. Yes, she does a show on Friday night called the Friday Night Shit Show. That is awesome. It really is. She does a great job. She tries to be an independent journalist and show you things. Okay? So definitely check out Janet. Let's see. Fieldy says, while Sukarno, Indonesia's first president, strongly opposed that and leaned more toward communism. Oh, no. Ben says, Janet, you went to the backside of the moon? She was covering it like crazy, man. She is a nerd. You look, she does a lot of political stuff, but the reason why she does the political stuff is because she's very passionate about being patriotic. That's what she's all about. But she is a nerd at heart, man. She has been monitoring this NASA stuff like crazy. It is nuts. Vince says, fake news. There is no Australia. I thought Canada was the fake country. I didn't know it was Australia. Let's see. Janet says, not myself, but we watched videos from NASA from still exists to this day. Gotcha, man. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see. Rodas Wolfen says, that is where hobbits are from. Talk about Australia. No, I think that's New Zealand, bro. That's east of there. Martin says, I don't know. I don't know in Indonesia, Joe, but I know Charlie doesn't surf. You're right. Charlie don't surf. And we're going to take the beach so we can go surf. Hobbits? New Zealand? That's it. Janet says, shared all the cool videos from NASA. Yes, you did, chick. And I enjoyed every one of them. I dug it. Let's see. Janet says, those naysayers think that Earth is flat. I don't have anything to say to them. I really don't. I'm sorry. I just can't. I'm 60 now, Janet. I have zero tolerance for bullshit. I can't listen to that crap. The moon isn't real. It's a holographic projection, I swear. Martin, let me tell you something, Martin. You better watch your step around here. Fieldy says, John Flores, there are two regions of East. Oh my God. Why do you guys want to do this to me? I can't even talk half the time. Nusa Tenggara and West Nusa Tenggara are provinces in Indonesia. There you go. Whatever. Let's see. Vince says, Joe, do you really think NASA would put a man in a hole in the moon in 1969? I think not. A hole? We landed on the surface. Where's the hole? Vince, why do you want to do this to me? You're supposed to be my friend. You see, I figured it out. He's wrenching on the show just so he can fuck with me like this. No, I'm just... let's see. Links. Let's see. Real Das Wolfen says they found a prehistoric race of small humanoids that were on the island of Flores called Homo florensis. Okay. That's right, John. Fieldy says. Okay. Cool. Have no idea about that. But the couple of things I want to get into before we get out of here were... First of all, I'm going to send this, I think. I'm telling you guys, I've been so busy, I didn't even get to prepare for this show. I just sat down and went live. There it is. Okay. Another thing I wanted to talk about before we got out of here was the list that Fandango put out. I saw this via Film Threat earlier this week. Shout out to Film Threat, Chris Gore and Alan. You guys do great stuff. I appreciate everything you do. Let's take a look at this from Fandango. This is the most anticipated films of 2026. Now, I'm going to blow this up so we can look at it 1 through 10. Okay? Now, this is fan picks. This was picked by 30,000 people. That's not a small number, folks. This was a lot of people picked this. Number 1, Toy Story 5. Are any of you interested in Toy Story 5? What the fuck? Joe totally ignores me now? How? I just read exactly what you guys said. What? How am I ignoring you? Let's see. Bildy says, all the conversations here will be missed because one day, maybe one of us won't be here anymore. And maybe that will become an interesting story since I'm also probably the farthest one. Fieldy, you're just as important as any of us. Have you not seen Fellowship of the Ring, my favorite movie ever? Have you not seen it? Even the smallest person can change the course of history. That's right. Then it says, we could see the Earth from the window of Artemis. Yes, we could. Let's see. I don't know how I'm ignoring you. Moana, really? That's number 6. Vince says no. Fieldy says, what's interesting is that Joe Taslim, one of the actors from Indonesia, played Sub-Zero in the first film. Really? Yeah, he's going to be, is he going to be in the second one? He is of Palembang, Chinese, and Indonesian descent. Really? That's cool, man. That's cool. Didn't you see the link I posted? Vince, you post so many links. Are you really wanting me to look at every link that you post? I love you, man, but this will not allow me to check out every link you post. It's just not going to happen. Okay. He's talking about YouTube. Okay, link. All right. What? Okay. I'm going to stop and check out a link now. What the fuck? Okay. Here we go. Let me put it over here. This is worth a... Please explain this, flat earthers. There's nothing flat about that. There just isn't. There's just not. Hang on, make that a little bigger. Make sure you guys understand. The fuck? Explain this, flat earthers. What the hell? The earth is not flat. Thank you very much. Okay. So let's get back to... You got to laugh out of Janet. You go, man. Very good. Let's see. Fieldy says Joe Taslim will return in Mortal Kombat 2. Okay, and that's on the list. So let's go ahead and go through the list here. You've got... Here, let's see if I can make it so big that you can't even see the... Now, it's an image I had, so here we go. Number 1 is Toy Story 5. Now, remember, I didn't make this list. This is 30,000 people that AMC Theaters pulled, okay? That's what you got here. They do this every year, by the way, and it's always wrong. Every one of them is always wrong, but number 1 is Toy Story 5. I'm not even interested in seeing this. Number 2 is Spider-Man Brand New Day. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing this, but I'm really turned off by the fucking Spider Evolution shit. That I don't want to see Tom Holland with 8 arms. There's so many other... Okay, I can't talk about this. I'm a Spider-Man fan. I know these things. I love Spider-Man. This is going to make $1 billion, no doubt. Trust me, this is going to be bigger than Doomsday. This movie right here, just because of where they're putting it out, it's coming out in the summer, right around my birthday, right in the middle of summer. It's going to be the biggest movie the MCU puts out this year. It's going to be bigger than Doomsday. Trust me. Do not underestimate the power of this flick right here. I don't think it's going to make $1 billion, but it's going to kill everything around it for the first 2 weeks it's out. The Devil Wears Prada 2. You girls out there know what I'm talking about. My wife is a huge fan of this movie. We watch it at least once every year. And they've got a sequel coming out with both the actually, all three. I call it the Trinity because Emily Blunt's in this too. If you remember her part in this movie. Yeah, this is going to be a huge flick right here. Okay. The Odyssey. Now, let me point out, The Odyssey is the first film on the list so far that isn't a sequel. It's the only original film so far. Let's count how many original films are on this list, eh? Shall we do that? Okay. Odyssey is number 4. A lot of people are turned off by the casting of this. I will continue to go see Christopher Nolan movies in the theater until he shits the bed. As far as I'm concerned, he has not shit the bed yet. I know, Martin. I know you, and I'm going to jump a lot of chats doing this, but he says no. The Odyssey, no. But until he shits the bed, I'm going to keep watching. Scary Movie 5, which people are looking forward to because we need to laugh. Let me tell you something, folks. Let me get rid of this so I can get the point home. If the highest grossing movie since the year 2000 is Anyone But You, starring Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell, there's a serious problem with comedy. Because all the fucking Hangover movies have been made since then. Are you serious? Let's get some good comedies, damn it. Quit playing games. Start calling out this woke shit. Make fun of it in your movies. And we'll get back to having fun. Okay. I hope, and from what I've seen out of the trailer of this, looks like they're going to do this. If they lean into it, this could be a huge film. Next up at number 6, Moana live action. Of course that's going to be there. Disney's going to pay the money to make sure it's there. Are you going to go see it? No. Am I going to go see it? No. But most of the parents in the world are going to send their kids to go see this movie. Their live action remakes suck. Don't underestimate the third installment in the Minions individual movies. You had Minions, Minions 2, and then Minions and Monsters. But don't forget, they're part of the Despicable Me movie series too. My wife is addicted to these fucking fools. So yeah, don't underestimate that one. That one's going to make a ton of bread. This is the one that I'm really on this entire list. Other than the Odyssey, this is one that I'm really looking forward to. Why? Because of one guy, Carl Urban. Everybody likes to follow Henry Cavill because he's a big fan. He's a nerd like us, and he pays attention to shit and all this other stuff. But you know what? There's another guy like that, and his name's Carl Urban. Now, I know he lost a lot of credibility standing behind Kurtzman when he accepted that award last month from that fucking sci-fi award thing. But he just... The guy's a nerd like us, and he wants to see fucking shit that we love get made. If you've seen the trailers for this, he is leaning into the Johnny Cage thing. He thinks... I'm looking forward to this. I really am. I didn't watch the first one. And our friend from across the world, Fieldy, has obviously seen the first one, knows one of the actors that's in it, is from his country and everything. I didn't see it because I saw the first Mortal Kombat, loved it. It's cheesy as fuck, but that's what video game movies are supposed to be, right? I'm sure Super Mario Galaxy is not the greatest mind-blowing movie of all time. I'm sure it just is fun and cheese. And that's what the first Mortal Kombat was. I didn't see Armageddon. Didn't see that. The first one of this, I didn't watch it because it got such bad reviews. But I've seen the trailers for this, and they're leaning into the fandom on this. And Mortal Kombat fans that I know are waiting to see this with bated breath. So I'm looking forward to this one. Supergirl. Look, guys, if you don't know anything about my channel, know that I knew Supergirl. I am a huge fan. Okay? I am not looking forward to this movie. I think Lobo's going to be hit of it, just like if you guys follow me before I got suspended on Twitter, you would hear my review of the last trailer. This is my review of the last trailer for Supergirl. And let me be clear. This is not a statement against Millie Alcock. I think she is cool. I like the casting. I like her in House of the Dragon. I'm a fan. I think she's a great pick for Supergirl. But if you've seen the fucking trailer, you know it's Guardians of the Galaxy 5. Guardians of the Galaxy 4 being the Superman movie from last summer. That one was Guardians of the Galaxy 4, Saving Crypto. This one is Guardians of the Galaxy 5, Saving Crypto again. Mr. Terrific was the hit of the Superman movie. Not Superman. Mr. Terrific was the hit of that one. Lobo will be the hit of the Supergirl movie, not Supergirl. I'm sure I'll enjoy all of the 15 minutes of Supergirl stuff they give me in this movie. That's about all I get in 2 hours. It's 15 minutes. Just like Superman. Not looking forward to it. It deserves that spot at number 9. Number 10, Insidious sequel. That's all we know about it. From Blumhouse. There you go. Let's see how many original things we've got on this list. Let's see. Look! The only original we have is The Odyssey. Everything else is either a remake or a sequel. Yikes. This hurts. This hurts. It does. Yikes. Craziness. All right, let's get in here and see what's going on in this chat real quick. Spider Morty does whatever Spider Morty says. Look, I like what I've seen out of the Spider-Man movie. I just don't like the mutation of Spider-Man. But you guys have to remember, they're not making these movies for me anymore. They're not doing it. They're making them for other people. It's not me anymore. It's not me. Gus Wolfen says, I saw The Devil Wears Prada. Not my jam. It's my wife's jam. And I dug the first one. I thought it was pretty good. But it was definitely about females getting ahead in the world, not caring about the males in their lives. That is the message of the movie. Give a shit what anybody says. You see what happens with him and homeboy from the Entourage, right? She totally turns her back on him to pursue her career. And that's cool. You know, some women are like that, you know. It's like that sometimes. Fieldy says MCU is focusing more on TV series on Disney Plus. To their detriment, my friend. I have watched... Guys, what was the one MCU thing that I liked on Disney Plus? What was it? There was one thing I did like. I think it was the beginning of WandaVision. I think it was the beginning of that. That's about it. I didn't like the way it ended. I'm trying to remember. Was there anything on Disney Plus that I liked? I mean, I'm talking about the MCU stuff. Falcon and the Winter Soldier made no sense to me. There's been so much stuff. Well, I will tell you this, though. U.S. Agent did nothing wrong. I'll use Martin's words here. U.S. Agent did nothing wrong. When he killed that fucking terrorist in the middle of the street with a shield, yeah, he did nothing wrong. But it's been such a miss with that crap. Fieldy says devils should wear panda. Oh, stop with the emojis. I can't see them, guys. It's just written words. Martin Acosta, damn. You stole my identity. Let's see. Fieldy says, scary movie series is always a banger for me since 2000s. Yes, let's hope they bring back some comedy that we can sink our teeth into. That would be great. If they lean into making fun of the woke, it's going to be fantastic. Martin says, Joe called me Martin. Yeah. What? Did I call you Martin, Vince? I'm sorry. Moana 2 and Snow White, another failure? No. Moana 2 is going to make a lot more money than Snow White. It will. It's yes, he's not a bankable Hollywood star, but yeah, that's going to make a lot of money. Vince says pseudo JCVD Johnny Cage.